Have you ever felt like you were wandering aimlessly through life, unsure of where you were going or what you were meant to do? Have you ever felt lost, like you were drifting in a sea of uncertainty with no clear direction in sight? I know I have. I know what it's like to feel like you're just going through the motions, living day to day without any real purpose or passion. But then something changed. I had a realization, a moment of clarity that shifted my perspective and changed my life forever. I realized that I had been sowing seeds of doubt and fear in my own mind, allowing them to take root and grow until they consumed me. I had been listening to the negative voices in my head, the ones that told me I wasn't good enough, that I would never amount to anything. But then I heard another voice, a voice that whispered words of truth and love. It was the voice of God, speaking to me in a way that I had never experienced before. It was a voice that filled me with a sense of peace and purpose, a voice that reminded me of who I truly was and what I was capable of. I realized that I had been placing my trust in all the wrong things, in my own abilities, in the opinions of others, in the fleeting pleasures of this world. I had been looking for validation and fulfillment in all the wrong places, never realizing that true fulfillment could only come from one source, from God. And so I made a choice. I made a choice to stop sowing seeds of doubt and fear and to start sowing seeds of truth and trust instead. I made a choice to let go of my need for control and to surrender myself completely to God's will. I made a choice to trust in His plan for my life, even when I couldn't see the road ahead. And you know what? That choice changed everything. It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, like a burden had been lifted from my soul. I felt lighter, freer, more alive than I had ever felt before. I felt like I was finally living the life that I was meant to live, the life that God had intended for me all along. I started to see things differently, to see the world through eyes of faith and love. I started to see the beauty in every moment, the potential in every challenge, the purpose in every trial. I started to see that God was working in my life in ways that I couldn't even begin to imagine, weaving a tapestry of grace and mercy that would ultimately lead me to my true calling. And so I kept sowing seeds of truth and trust, even when the storms of life threatened to uproot them. I kept sowing seeds of faith and hope, even when the darkness of doubt tried to snuff them out. I kept sowing seeds of love and forgiveness, even when the world around me seemed consumed by hatred and division. And you know what? Those seeds started to grow. They started to take root and flourish, spreading their branches far and wide, reaching out to touch the hearts of others in ways that I never thought possible. They started to bear fruit, fruit that was sweet and nourishing, fruit that brought healing and wholeness to all who tasted it. And as I watched those seeds grow and flourish, I realized something profound, that God's plan for my life was so much bigger and more beautiful than anything I could have ever imagined. I realized that He had been with me every step of the way, guiding me, shaping me, molding me into the person He had always intended me to be. And so I stand here today, a living testament to the power of sowing truth and trusting God. I stand here as a witness to the miracles that can happen when we let go of our own plans and surrender ourselves completely to His will. I stand here as a living example of what can happen when we choose to walk by faith and not by sight. So I urge you, dear friend, to take a leap of faith, to let go of your doubts and fears, and to trust in the goodness and grace of God, to sow seeds of truth and trust in your own life, and watch as they grow and flourish beyond your wildest dreams. For when we sow in faith, we reap in abundance, and when we trust in God, we are never disappointed.